and maybe we should contact them. So I contacted Bob Fisher in America, in Los Angeles. Bob Fisher did the first interview of myself in 1980 when I had a nomination for Apocalypse Now in the Academy. He's a great man, and practically is the man that knows as far every cinematographer, not only in America, but any international cinematographer that went to Los Angeles for the Academy or for the AC or working over there, whatever. He was so happy that he can write, having so many interviews done for so many people, a profile of some very specific cinematographer. But also I realized that he knew mainly the New World. But he doesn't know really the first 50 years of cinema, particularly in Europe, or in any other country that is not United States. So I call a critic. There also is, I met in 1980 because he was working with several European magazines. He's really a film critic, but he loves cinematography. His name is Lorenzo Codelli. And I said, let's put together two different cultures, American and Italian. One for the first part of the story, mainly in Europe and in all other countries like China, Japan, Australia, so on, countries that Bob Fisher doesn't know, and maybe 75 profile of Bob Fisher, 75 from Lorenzo Codelli. And let's have this general profile of all those great masters that we knew up to here. I said, well, you see, I always fall on this image. Whenever I open a book, this Caravaggio. I decided myself to put an image of, let's say, a symbolic film that every cinematographer did. Here is written in Italian, it's translated in English, or if it's an English original written by Bob Fisher, it's translated in Italian. So the book is Italian and English. But the image is I did myself in double impression, but of course this time was done by Photoshop, by computer, because I didn't have those kind of images. I used the still images that normally you can find in books, you can find in internet everywhere, and I was trying to give more kind of of dualism in every image, make the photography more cinematography, let's say. Practically, we had French, Spanish, Italian, American, Chinese. There is a Gu Changwei with Far Away My Concubine. There is a Fei Zhao with the Rise with the Red Lantern in the book. Is Christopher Doyle, Ping Ding Lei with the Wong Kar-wai movie, The Mood for Love, inside. There are this is the great movie that Stanley Kubrick did. So practically this is a kind of journey into worldwide cinematography of 1 century of practically the first artist that influenced myself and Luciano Tovoli. And it's visualized by those double images I mentioned to you. Each chapter, let's say, we divided the entire 100 years in different decades. So if each decade we dedicated to a painter that influenced a lot those kind of period, let's say, those kind of period of cinema, like Caravaggio or Leonardo, or maybe French or American or Chinese painting, whatever is connected with the perfect story at that moment. One important thing is the fact that in 150 pages, 50 cinematographers, 149 are male. And that's part of the history of cinema. This is Georges de la Tour in 2000-2011. This is Manuel Lubezki in Children of Men. This is the No Country for Old People, or Roger Dickens. Roger Elswit with There Will Be Blood. But the last one is made by Anna Forrester for Anonymous. So practically, this telling that Anonymous is the only digital film into this book, into this journey of one century. She is the only woman as a cinematographer. Because it's telling that cinema that has been done till now, this book is not just a memory of cinema. This is the memory of the past. But we also have a present, and we have a future, which is you. At this point, I had the feeling that we need some kind of visualize in movement the cinema. So back over here, there is a DVD that it was made by Daniele Nannuzzi. Daniele Nannuzzi is another friend of mine. He's another cinematographer. He is the president of Italian Association of Cinematography. And I said to him, because I know him, the kind of the thing they love, I said, Daniele, we need to add something. Do you have any idea? And he said to me, Vittorio, I can do, if I can have the material, pick up 20, 30 seconds of each movie and maybe re-edit it some way as you doing your photograph in double images to give the sense of the film. I can do a movement. So I can select different images from a different movie and put it together just to have maximum 30 seconds. 30 seconds because you are within the law to use images without special permission. And maybe we can have a panoramic view of 1 century of cinema written by all those people. So we can have also a film vision about all this part. I would like now to show to you a selection of this movie made by 150 segments, so you can have an idea. It's only 30 minutes. Can you tell them to prepare the screening of the video they give it to the translator 2 days ago? Okay. It's a DVD. If they can prepare that.
Not Blu-ray, it's a DVD.
It's a DVD. It's a normal DVD.
请后面。Okay, 后面。They got it.
Now, I want to say something after. Now, how many movies you saw in your life till now? How many of them you really loved? How many of them maybe you ever had such kind of impression they give you the feeling the desire to be a cinematographer, to be a director, to be part of the visual journey of cinema? Well, without any doubt, without those people, I think that we could have such emotion, such impression. Definitely could be not the same, We maybe could have other impression, maybe better or worse, I don't know, but not exactly in the way that we know the history of cinema. Without any doubt, I'm sure that without Karl Freund, Metropolis could not be in the way that we knew it. Without Ernest Haller is this gentleman. Where is the, I lost, oh, this one. Ernest Haller is the one that did the Gone with the Wind. Please look again at Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind was done in 1939. At that time, the film was a 12 ASA. They were using big arc. And the camera was huge, with 3 films for Technicolor system. It's not something like that one that is pushing a button, the other is doing films, a movie. It was really required incredible technology and knowledge, and at the same time, having the feeling of drama, the feeling of a composition, the feeling of an atmosphere. One of the great examples I saw in my life is Gone with the Wind. Made such incredible, great technology, but so primitive in one way, and he was able to creating such great atmosphere in that film. Watch again Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane, alongside with The Conformist, is one of the films that is more studied in every American university. Greg Toland is one of the greatest artists that we had. Orson Welles did many films afterwards. No one looked like the one he did with Greg Toland, even if he tried to use the same technology. I'm sure that The Last Emperor is Last Emperor because also it's done by me. If it's done by somebody else, it could be better, but not the same. No way that 8.5 of Federico Fellini, I don't know if you know this movie, could be the same without Gianni Di Venanzo. No way that Farewell My Concubine can be the same film without Gu Shangwei. No way the Race of the Red Lantern could be the same without Fei Zhao. What I mean that each one of us has his own personality and is written on film over there. And that's why I'm insisting that we have to have recognition as a co-author of the images all around the world. Like the musician has the authorship of the music, the writer has the authorship of the script, we should have the authorship of cinematography. One segment of the range of the different personalities that they are working in cinema. So, in my opinion, we should thank to so many personalities all around the world. If you are here today watching cinema modern like can be seen in 2015, please take a look at this segment of this film and try to understand how it's fantastic to see the journey of cinematography, mainly all around the world in one century of cinema. Thank you.
So a very simple question. First, I would like to know how you work with your gaffer. Do you look at him as a creative partner, like the way you work with your director, or you tend to be very specific? And also my second question is, last time.
One at a time.
Okay.
No, without any doubt, it's very important to have a good collaborator. Mainly are the camera operator, the gaffer, and the K-grip. The 3 areas that really are so connected with the creativity in cinematography and materialize your creativity. Usually I try to be very specific with the gaffer, and also with the quick grip, and also with the camera operator. In a sense that, as I mentioned to you already, while I'm reading the script, I start to have my own vision, that of course I going to refine specifically with the director, according to his own overall vision of the picture. And I do my research and my study around that specific subject. And I use any possible chance that I have to go back in any reference that I can have in photography or in painting or in music or wherever, in literature, in order to know as far as I can the way that I can translating that concept in images. I love pre-production. The longer they can be, the more deeper they can be, the pre-production, the better for me. So I go to see location. I take in stills when I do location. I print, put on the script in order they always have a reference for the original place. I usually do the drawing, the plant of every single interior. And I start in my imagination how I can pre-lit that place. And after I give it to the gaffer, all that information, for me it's not the final one, of course. This is the point where up to I can reach with my knowledge in the way that can be lit for that specific scene, that specific place. But I'm open to have any suggestion or any refine from a collaborator like the gaffer. But usually I tend to be specific in the sense that if it doesn't have any new idea, the gaffer, every knowledgeable that I put it into that drawing with that specific concept is enough for me. But I would love to have some additional input from him, of course.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. My second question is, last time when we spoke, you mentioned how today the film market is different, the technology is different from the way it was in the past. So if you were born in our generation, if you are a young cinematographer today, how is it going to be different for you?
I tried to mention the major difference. There is, once again, I was very lucky because I entered into the world of cinematography in the 60s, and I had an incredible past on my back to learn from so many masters. In Italy, we had great cinematographers like Gianni Di Venanzo, Giuseppe Rotunno, and many others. And I started with the new generation like Bernardo Bertolucci and many other young directors in Italy. So we used the classic film industry, and we started to renew in my generation. And my time went through a major part of my life in the classic film, but my last third is going into the new technology.